If you're over 60 and your legs feel weaker every year, no matter how much you walk, you clicked the right video. Today, I'm going to share 5 bed exercises that genuinely rebuild leg strength. Exercises you could do lying flat, without standing, without equipment, and without a single ounce of impact on your joints. But here's something most people never talk about. Walking does far less for your legs than you've been led to believe. It moves you forward in a straight line using the same 2 muscle groups over and over, while the deep stabilizing muscles that actually catch you when you stumble quietly waste away underneath, unchallenged year after year. Every exercise in this video was chosen with one thing in mind: your reality. Not a gym, not standing on tired, aching knees. Just you, your bed, and 5 minutes of quiet effort a day. You do not need to walk more to rebuild your legs. You need to work the muscles walking has been quietly ignoring. Before we start, tell me your age and how many times you've fallen or nearly fallen in the last year, down in the comments. I read every single one. Exercise 1, lying heel slides. We're starting here for a reason. A stiff knee sabotages every other exercise on this list, and the heel slide is how you unlock it before anything else. A heel slide is exactly what it sounds like. Lie flat on your back and drag one heel slowly along the mattress toward your backside, bending the knee, then slide it back out. That's the entire movement. No lifting, no weight, no impact whatsoever. Here's why this matters so much. Your knee is a hinge that depends on fluid movement to avoid grinding and stiffness. When that hinge sits still for hours overnight, the fluid inside stops circulating properly, and the joint turns thick and stubborn by morning, which is exactly why the first 30 seconds out of bed often feel like the hardest part of your entire day. The slide pumps that joint gently through its range while your mattress carries every ounce of the load. Research on gentle, sliding range of motion exercises has consistently found real improvements in knee flexibility and reduced morning stiffness, particularly because the sliding motion removes the compression that makes so many other knee exercises genuinely painful. This matters even more if you're dealing with arthritis or recovering from a knee procedure, since the mattress absorbs every ounce of load your joint would otherwise have to bear standing up. To prepare, lie flat on your back, both legs straight, arms resting at your sides. Wear socks, or place a folded hand towel under your heel so it glides instead of dragging against rough sheets. Textured bedding will fight you the entire way. Start with your stronger leg. Slide the heel slowly toward your buttocks, letting the knee bend naturally, keeping the heel in contact with the bed the whole way, going only as far as feels comfortable. Hold for 3 seconds at the deepest comfortable point, then slide back out over 3 seconds. That's 1 repetition. 12 reps per leg, 2 to 3 sets. Ideally first thing in the morning while you're still lying there, before your feet have even touched the floor. Common mistakes to avoid. Lifting the heel off the mattress turns this into a completely different, less effective movement. Keep it pressed down the entire time. Sliding too quickly lets momentum do the work instead of your muscles. Aim for at least 6 seconds per repetition. Slower is genuinely better here. And don't hold your breath. Exhale as the heel comes toward you. Inhale as it slides back out. For extra benefit, gently pull your kneecap upward toward your hip as the heel slides in. That small addition brings your quadriceps into a movement that's otherwise mostly hip and knee, and it meaningfully increases what you get out of every repetition. Quick question before we move on. Are your knees stiff the moment you wake up? Or does that fade quickly once you're moving? Let me know in the comments. It tells me exactly who's watching this video today. Exercise 2, ankle pumps. This one looks like almost nothing, and that's precisely why most people skip straight past it without realizing it's the reason the rest of this list actually works. Lie flat and pull your toes up toward your shins, then point them away. That's the whole exercise. Here's why it matters so much. Your calves function almost like a second heart, contracting to squeeze blood out of your lower legs and push it back up toward your chest with every single movement. When you sit or lie still for hours, that pump quietly shuts off. Blood pools around your ankles, and your legs turn heavy, cold, and sluggish. No muscle grows or repairs itself properly in a limb that isn't receiving good circulation. Research on ankle pumping in older and less mobile adults has found genuine improvements in lower leg circulation and ankle range of motion, after just a few consistent weeks, and separate research on prolonged immobility has linked regular ankle pumping to a meaningfully lower risk of dangerous blood clots forming in the legs. That's a genuinely protective effect hiding inside what looks like the simplest movement on this entire list. To prepare, lie flat on your back, legs extended, knees soft, never locked straight. Pull the covers off your feet so nothing restricts the motion. A small pillow under the knees is fine if that feels more comfortable. Now, pull both feet up toward your shins as far as comfortably possible and hold for 2 seconds. You should feel the front of your shin working, then point the toes away like pressing a gas pedal, holding again for 2 seconds. That's 1 repetition. 20 reps per set, 3 sets. Ideally 1 set the moment you wake up before your feet ever touch the floor. Common mistakes. Flicking the feet quickly is fidgeting, not exercise. Slow it down and make every movement deliberate. Only pointing and never pulling back trains half the muscle and ignores the other half entirely, the one that keeps you from catching your toes on a rug or a doorway threshold. And holding your breath during the squeeze robs the movement of half its benefit. Breathe steadily throughout. For extra benefit, actively squeeze your calf at the bottom of each point, as though you're pressing something soft flat under the ball of your foot. That conscious squeeze is what turns this from a simple circulation drill into a genuine strength exercise. 2 weeks in, most people notice the same thing. Their feet feel genuinely awake, and those first few steps out of bed feel steadier than they have in years. A small but very real shift most people didn't expect from something this simple. Exercise 3. Supine Glute Bridges. Your glutes are the engine of your entire lower body, and for most people past 60, that engine has been quietly idling for a decade. Physical therapists have a name for it: glute amnesia. The muscle is still there, your brain has simply stopped recruiting it properly, leaving your knees and lower back to quietly take over jobs they were never built to handle. Research on aging and hip strength has consistently found meaningful glute weakness in a large share of older adults, even those who walk daily, because walking simply doesn't extend the hip far enough to keep those muscles genuinely engaged. Studies on regular bridging specifically have found real gains in glute strength and a noticeably easier time rising from a chair after just several weeks of consistent practice, along with research linking a regular bridging habit to a meaningfully lower rate of falls in seniors already considered at risk. To prepare, lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on a mattress roughly hip-width apart, heels about 6 inches from your backside, arms resting at your sides, palms down. If your mattress is extremely soft, perform this on top of the covers rather than sinking into them. Press down hard through your heels. Squeeze your buttocks first before anything else moves. Then lift your hips until there's a straight line from knees to shoulders, no higher than that. Hold at the top for 5 seconds with the squeeze locked in. Lower slowly over 4 seconds. That's 1 repetition. 12 reps, 3 sets, once daily. Common mistakes. Lifting with your lower back instead of your glutes. If you feel it in your spine, you're arching, not bridging. Squeeze the glutes first, and that disappears entirely. Letting your knees drift inward reduces the benefit and stresses the joint unnecessarily. Keep them stacked directly over your ankles. And pushing through your toes hands the work to your quadriceps, letting your glutes stay asleep, the exact problem this exercise exists to fix. For extra benefit, give 1 final hard squeeze at the very top of the bridge before lowering. That brief added hold meaningfully increases how much the glutes and hamstrings actually activate compared to simply bouncing through the repetitions without pausing. Quick check-in. Does your lower back tend to ache after standing for just a few minutes? That's very often the exact weakness we're addressing here. Tell me in the comments. A few consistent weeks of this, and standing up off a low seat stops being something you brace yourself for every single time, a shift most people notice sooner than they expect. We've covered 3 of the 5, heel slides, ankle pumps, and glute bridges. Up next are the 2 movements that finish the job, including the single exercise that recruits more muscle fiber lying completely still than walking does in 2 full miles. Stay with me. Exercise 4, Supine March. Everything you're afraid of, the curb, the stair, the lip of the shower, depends on one thing: your ability to lift your own thigh. That's your hip flexor and it fades earlier and faster than almost anyone realizes, quietly, until the day it doesn't cooperate when you need it most. The supine march is walking's mechanics with the joint stress removed entirely. Research comparing supine marching against regular walking in adults with knee arthritis has found that marching produces noticeably less knee pain during daily activities alongside real gains in hip flexor strength, while walking alone often produces smaller strength gains and sometimes more discomfort. Separate research looking at older adults who had fallen the previous year found hip flexor weakness present in a large majority of them, a striking pattern once you actually know to look for it. To prepare, lie flat on your back, both knees bent, both feet planted on the mattress, arms relaxed at your sides. Press your lower back gently down into the bed before you begin, and keep it there throughout. That's your spine's protection for the entire set. Now, lift your right knee slowly toward your chest until your thigh is roughly at a right angle to your body. The left foot stays completely planted. Don't let it help. Hold at the top for 2 seconds. Lower over 2 seconds until the foot is back on the bed. Now the left leg. Both legs together counts as one complete repetition. 12 reps, 3 sets. Common mistakes. Rushing the movement lets momentum take over instead of your hip flexors doing the actual work. Count it out loud. 2 up, 2 hold, 2 down, slower than feels natural at first. Letting the planted foot slide or push off defeats the purpose entirely. It needs to stay still the whole time. And letting your lower back arch off the mattress as the knee rises means you've gone too far. Bring the knee slightly lower and keep the spine pinned to the bed throughout the entire set. For extra benefit, exhale as the knee rises. That breath braces your core, and your core is exactly what stops your torso from rotating the moment a real stumble happens on real ground, outside of bed, when it actually counts. Quick question. Out of these first 4 exercises, which one do you think targets a weakness you already know you have? Be honest in the comments. There's no wrong answer here. Once this becomes easy, usually around week 3, at a light ankle weight, 1 or 2 pounds, and you'll feel like you're starting completely over in the best possible way. Exercise 5, Isometric Quad Sets. This is the one I promised you earlier, the single most powerful exercise on this entire list, and it's going to sound almost too simple to actually work. You lie flat. You press the back of your knee down into the mattress and tighten the muscle on top of your thigh as hard as you physically can. You hold. That's the entire exercise. No movement, no impact, absolutely zero stress on the joint itself. Here's why this genuinely beats walking. When you contract a muscle without letting it change length, you recruit an enormous number of muscle fibers simultaneously. Research on isometric contractions has found they can recruit a dramatically higher percentage of available motor units in the quadriceps compared to walking, which activates only a fraction of that same muscle. You're reaching almost the entire muscle, including the high-threshold fibers that ordinary walking never touches, all without a single pound of wear on your knees. Clinical research on adults with varying degrees of knee arthritis has found that a program of consistent quad sets produced meaningfully greater strength gains than continuing a normal walking routine alone, alongside a real reduction in knee pain during stairs and standing. To prepare, lie flat on your back, both legs extended. Roll a hand towel and place it under your right knee, so there's a slight natural bend. One leg at a time, press the back of your knee down into that towel as if trying to flatten it. While simultaneously tightening the muscle on top of your thigh as hard as you can, you should actually see your kneecap slide slightly upward toward your hip. Hold that contraction for 10 full seconds, breathing the entire time. Relax completely for 5 seconds. That's 1 repetition. 10 reps per leg, 3 sets, every single morning. Common mistakes. Not pressing hard enough gives you gentle, forgettable results. Push down like you genuinely mean it. Intensity is the entire exercise here. Letting go too early wastes the exercise entirely. Research testing different hold lengths has found that shorter holds under roughly 6 seconds produce almost no measurable strength gain. The deepest recruitment tends to happen in the second half of that 10-second hold. Doing both legs at once splits your focus and weakens the contraction on both sides. Always work one leg at a time, no exceptions. If you can only manage one exercise from this entire list, on the day's energy is genuinely low, make it this one. It asks the least of you and gives back the most. So that's the list. 5 movements, all done lying in bed, that hit exactly what walking has been leaving behind this entire time. Heel slides unlock the knee. Ankle pumps restore circulation. Glute bridges wake up the engine of your lower body. Supine marches rebuild the hip flexors that keep you from catching your toe on a curb. And isometric quad sets recruit more muscle than a 2-mile walk, without your leg ever moving an inch. Here's the part that actually matters most. None of these 5 require you to be young, flexible, or even particularly strong to begin. They meet you exactly where your body is today, which is precisely why they work for people who've long since given up on the idea that their legs could get stronger at all. Start small. Week 1, just heel slides and ankle pumps, 10 minutes total. Week 2, add the glute bridges. Week 3, bring in the marches and quad sets. And you're running the full 5 in about 20 minutes a day, all without ever standing up. One thing I need to say plainly, if any of these produce sharp pain, not muscle burn but genuine sharp pain, stop and speak with your doctor, especially if you've had a recent surgery or joint replacement. Burn is fine. Burn is the point. Sharp pain is information, not something to push through. Which of these 5 are you starting with tomorrow morning? Tell me honestly in the comments. And while you're there, tell me, can you stand up from a chair right now without using your hands? Come back in 3 weeks and tell me again. I'd genuinely love to read that second comment and see how far you've come. If this helped you today, hit the like button so it reaches someone else who needs exactly this. And subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Your legs aren't finished. They've just been waiting for the right work.